Hey guys, welcome back to another session of Automation 360, and in today's video we'll be looking at easiest actions that are currently available in Automation A360 platform. So as you can see my screen, we have already listed those 10 actions over here, and just to let you know, these are the actions or the packages which we will be covering today are application, bot migration, comment, delay, lock to file, message box, play sound, simulate keystroke, step, and V11 taskbar. So these are the actions that we feel are easiest because they just have a single action. Okay, single action command. So let's get started. So first is the application, but we'll go with the step. Okay, so in step you can find it from here. Just you need to type step and you can just drag and drop here. Okay, so step allows you to bifurcate or segregate your logic. So for example, these 5 set of commands are doing one specific task, so you can include this piece in one particular step. Let's say your bot doing 3 steps, or it's doing 3 operations. First is to logging to a website, and then extracting some data, and then processing that data. So you can eventually have 3 steps. First will be your login step, then it will be your data fetching step, and then data processing step. So steps help you to logically group your actions so that the bot is readable and it's easy to locate the code and debug in future. So just a good to have feature. As a best practice, you can follow writing your similar codes in steps, group them in a step. Okay, so that's all about the step action. Then we'll go with the comments. Comment is just like comment are not non-executable part of your bot, and this you just use as an information. Suppose what this particular snippet is doing or what this particular bot is doing. So here I have written 10 easiest action in Automation Anywhere A360. That means we will be demonstrating this actions, right? So if your code is fetching the login or is doing a logging task, so you can write bot is trying to log in, or we are trying to achieve login functionality. So somewhat a descriptive format. In you can mention what your piece of code is doing. You can mention that in the comment. It's easy. The third person who is reviewing or who might work on your bot in the future, so it will help them to understand that logic. Okay, so that's about the comment section. Then we have bot migration. So bot migration action allows you to migrate your .atmx code to the bot in A360 format. So for example, you can again, for any action, you can directly visit to the actions pane and type in the action or package you're looking for. So migrate bot, you can just easily drag and drop this migrate bot, and here it just expects your ATMX file wherever you have located or you have stored your ATMX file that you want to convert in A360 format. You can just paste that, or you can just browse it and select that ATMX file and provide the path where you want the output file. So it will eventually convert your ATMX file into A360 format. Next is delay action. Like sometime you are doing some recording option, or sometime you're processing some scripts or any bot related action, any automated action you're doing, and you want to have a delay or wait until moving to the next action. So you can use delay. So delay, you can also have a dynamic delays, like you can bring this value in a variable from a config file, or you can have a random value. You can select this random and whatever number specify from and to, that will randomly selected, and the random delay will be added, and you can specify the unit of your delay, like it will be in millisecond or maybe in seconds. So that's all about delay action. Then we have a log to file. You all pretty much might know this, but let me explain again. So this is log to file, and this is the path of the file where you want to include your logs. Basically, logs are generally they help us to know the execution of the bot. So we can specify logs that will help us in debugging or further troubleshooting in case there are any issues. So if you wherever you feel, you can include log to file, and you can try to log this step. So bot executed step 1. So we have just logged this message, and we have appended timestamp. So while logging in the text file, the timestamp of the bot will also be added. Timestamp is just added in the format of complete date and the time. And you can choose appending to the existing log file, or you can override. Generally, appending is what we prefer, because we want to keep the existing logs as well. If you wish to create a bot file log file every time new, and you want to just keep the current records, you can select this override option. Next is message box. All might be familiar with this action. It's just to display the message, and if you want to display any message from the bot, and so that time you can use this message, and it always accepts string parameters. Here, if you want to display any number value, you need to do a toString method. Okay, then we can also close this message box automatically after the seconds which we specify over here. Suppose we click this, we check this checkbox and specify 5. This message box will be automatically closed after 5 seconds. And if you don't specify this, we need to close this manually by clicking. Okay, and then we have another step here. I've just divided these because to demonstrate the step action, nothing else. Then we have application open program file. So from here we can open any of the exes located in our system and on the runner machine maybe. So here I am trying to open excel.exe process. So likewise, you can open Notepad or any other program from here. So this is just straightforward. Then we have a play sound package and play sound action. Let me pull this up for you. Mostly we are not using this in day-to-day bot building. Just to demonstrate, I've been showing you this. So play sound package has play beep and play media file actions. So play media file is it will play .mp3.wav files. So you can locate .mp3 file here, and it will just play that in the background. And this beep message is the system Windows beep message that will be played. Then we have simulate keystroke. So simulate keystroke is like when a person who is trying to press a key, any event happens at that time, right? If you want to simulate that same action, you can use this keystroke action. So here what we can do is like I have selected browser. So I am opening rpfeed.com, and I want to press Control F5, like I'm doing hard refresh on that website. So that similar action can be done using simulate keystroke. So that's pretty simple. And here in Windows, you can select browser or any other application, or you can variabilize the name like we have done right now. And the last action is V11 task bot run. So if you want to run a task bot that is built into V11, and it is in V11 right now, like you want to run your ATMX files, as simple as that, from A360. So you can do it using V11 task bot. So you just have to specify the V11 control room URL and username password from your credential vault or from variable or in secure string. This is not the preferred way. I have just for this demo I am specifying the insecure string, but you shouldn't do this. Always go for credential vault or variabilize your username password. Most secure way is using the credential vault. And then this is the path of the ATMX file that you want to run from this control room, and the bot runner device if you want to specify. Otherwise it's not mandatory. and in this way you will be able to run your ATMX taskbot from A360 platform. So guys, these were some of the actions that are the easiest that we feel, and I hope you like this video. In case you do, please subscribe to our channel, and thank you for listening.